Welcome back to the show. Following his breakout role in the films like Pop and the super hit Boom, actor John Abraham has done family dramas like Virud, comedies like Garam Masala, hard-edged thrillers like Kaal, Garam, and Taxi No Do Gyara. John Abraham is a sensational Bollywood success story. His recent international work with Deepa Mehta and Water showcased his versatility, and he now returns to the Toronto International Film Festival with Kabir Khan's Kabul Express. We're very pleased to have him in studio today. John, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
When we first met, it was the night before your first premiere of an international film, and now you're back in Toronto. How does the second Toronto feel for you?
Well, I honestly didn't know what the concept of a film festival was when I came in with Water. And Water happened to be the opening festival. So now when I come in with a film that has a special presentation, I realize that I had a honeymoon last year. And it was fun last year. I did the rounds and I met a lot of people, and Water's done a lot of good for me internationally. You know, when I met a lot of people in LA and stuff like that. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back with a sensible project, an international project, and Toronto's like home, so it's great to be back.
And let's get to this project, Kabul Express. You had mentioned it, I remember last year, and I think you were just going to shoot it prior to the Water premiere.
Right.
What was the experience like making this film, and tell us a little bit about the premise of the film as well.
Well, Kabul Express is a story about two Indian journalists who go to Afghanistan in October 2001, post the fall of the Taliban, to get an interview with the Talibani. And that's the basic premise of the story. It's a two-day journey from Kabul to the border of Pakistan. And it's a humorous story. So it's fun for people who sit there and watch. And it also throws a lot of light on the situation in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, the way they feel about the United States of America, and how we Indians look at it. So it's a nice mix. It's humorous. It's not hard-hitting. It does not give any strong underlying message.
Sure.
But it gets its point across, and it's very documentish in the way it's been shot.
Right, and Kabir Khan, for our audience who doesn't know, is traditionally a documentary filmmaker.
Right, he's a war documentary filmmaker primarily, and he's been to Afghanistan pre the Taliban regime, during the Taliban regime, and post the Taliban regime. So when we had to go in there, mind you, we are the only film, Mohit, that has been shot post the Taliban regime completely there. And it's surprising. It was like God had created a slot for us, saying that you go in now, there's no problem. And in the last 15 days of our shoot, the Taliban started regrouping and resurging. So we had some security issues. There were a few suicide bombings, but well, I'm sitting here before you, so I've got all my limbs together, and we're happy to be alive.
and your fans are very happy that you're alive too. So let's get to a clip of the film, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the making of Kabul Express. Let's take a look at a clip.
On a journey together.
Production, and apparently the rumors around you falling ill just went out of control. Why don't you set the record straight on what happened?
Well, the thing is, Afghanistan falls in an area which is called the mountain desert region.
Right.
So on screen, when everything looks very warm to you, we were shooting in temperatures of -18 and -20.
Like Toronto.
Yeah, like Toronto. Yeah, but you see snow here.
Yeah, okay.
There you see snow on the tops, but it's pretty cold out there, and I had something called asthmatic bronchitis because of the fine dust particles. And probably because of the conditions there, the water conditions there, I developed typhoid. So I was seriously ill there, and I told my director, because I understand my body, so I told my director, Kabir, you've got 4 days to shoot because my body is going to give up in exactly 4 days from now. So, and we were reaching the fag end of the movie, and we'd not get this location back, and I understood the seriousness of the situation, that once we get out of here, we can't come back here. So I said, Kabir, you've got 4 days, shoot your climax, get everything done, because my body is going to fall apart exactly in 4 days. And bang on the 4th day, I was down. I had to be flown out and straight into the hospital in Bombay. So, but to very honestly give you a special mention, I'd really like to. It's very important for me to, thank the people of Afghanistan, because I don't think this movie was possible without them. a lot of us in the West and in the East kind of correlate Afghanistan with the Taliban. The
Right.
Afghanistan is not the Taliban.
Of course not, yeah.
And the Taliban is an extremist, fanatical rule that rule there. And even the Afghanis wanted to get this project done in the right possible manner, and without their cooperation, this wouldn't have been possible.
And let's get to that. You worked with some actors from Afghanistan,
Right.
which a lot of people don't realize that Afghani cinema is very prominent as
Yeah,
well.
so it's great.
So what was it like to work, sort of mix sensibilities?
Oh, it was great. In fact, the Afghani actor is a surprise package of this movie. His name is Hangam, and Kabul Express, the name of the movie, is derived from the car that he drives in the movie, which is called Kabul Express.
Okay.
I also had the good fortune of meeting Siddiq Burman, the director of Osama, which won the Golden Globe Award. And I met the little girl from Osama.
Okay.
She's not a little girl anymore. It's been 4 years since then. She's a beautiful young woman, and it was just great meeting them. And I asked Siddiq, I said, Siddiq, do you go to the United States to write your scripts? He said, no, I sit in Kabul because this is where I get my ideas from, and this is where my home is.
Right.
And you're right about the fact that Afghanistan has a lot of great filmmakers. They just need to be exposed, and I'm sure they'll do well for themselves.
Before we go, I have to ask, the relationship with Bipasha.
Right.
Definitely everything's going great.
Yeah, yeah, super.
Yeah, and is it a little difficult, I asked you off camera, is it a little difficult to have a relationship that's constantly in the spotlight?
Yeah, sometimes, but I guess it's maturity and just kind of handling the situation. She's a very mature girl, and she knows how to balance work and a personal life. I'm an extremist. When I work, I only work.
Right.
So I'm the guy who creates all the problems. But all in all, I guess I respect her a lot. She's a great woman, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that this is the beginning of maybe a yearly visit to the city of Toronto for you.
Yeah, by the grace of God, yeah.
And